So this is the display they have at King's Hobby for all the little ships and whatnot. So right here you have a BF-109, P-61 Black Widow, you have a Spitfire, Imperial Star Destroyer, you got the Saturn V rocket back there, you have an F-16, more Spitfires back there. It seems to be some Japanese seaplanes, P-47, BF-109s, and you have this probably Oregon City class cruiser right up here. Alright. Looking here, we have, that seems to be a Polish plane, a B-1 Lancer back there. That's an American seaplane. F4F Wildcat, that's a BF-109, maybe Fiat G55 Centauro. That's a American gunboat in the Vietnam War. Those seem to be some ships right there. That seems to be a heavy cruiser from right to left. Heavy cruiser, battle cruiser, battle cruiser, battle cruiser. That seems to be USS New Orleans, and then some German destroyer right there. Another BF-109. Then you have more Spitfires. That seems to be a Yak-3 type. That's a P-51 Type C. Right here, you have a few more of these older biplanes. That's a F-5C Tiger. Right here, you have more BF-109s. How many BF-109s do they even have here? And you have a P-47. Then you have the Swordfish, the British Swordfish, and then the Dauntless Dive Bomber. Right there, you have the HS-120-162. That was like the wooden fighter for Germany. This thing's probably a Messerschmitt ME-410, I'm pretty sure. Focke-Wulf FW-190, that's a Avenger back there. And then you have an F-9F Tiger Cat, I think that's what it was called. I'm not sure of that one right there. That's a F-6F Hellcat. Then you have a A-6 Crusader, A-4 Skyhawk, and that's probably a Gripen. That was like one of the European jets from like the Nordic countries. Alright, right down here we have tanks. I think that's a Churchill back there. And then you got Shermans and Abrahams in the front. I'm not great with armor, so I don't know the ships too well. That seems to be a Japanese. That might be a Kate back there. Another P-47. Then you have a D-Day marking Spitfire, F4F Wildcat. Then you have the ME-163. That's the one that melted the pilot. This one's an FAF Bearcat in French service. Then you have another BF-109. Then you have the U-boat in the back. All right, right here we have the Imperial Japanese Air Force. I know those aren't Zeros. Those are probably some like derivative of like a carrier-based fighter or something like a Ryusei or whatever. That's a Chinese P-40 Warhawk. You got a Soviet plane back there. Another BF-109. And you have the aerial Cobras. That's an American Spitfire. Then you have more Focke-Wulf FW-190. Then that might be that little guy right there. It's probably a French plane, P-51. And then the IL-2, whatever, the Sturmvik. That's the Russian ground attack one. A YF-23 Black Widow. And then a TA-152 high altitude fighter. More tanks right here. I'm not sure of the names that much. Then you have the rotating cupola plane right there. That might probably was the Kate. Yeah, he's another Spitfire. Then you've got the F4F prototype Wildcat, I guess. That's another P-51 back there, and the P-38 Lightning. Then you got more tanks back here. That's a Spitfire. That's a Focke-Wulf. This thing's that one weird German fighter with the propellers at the front and the back, the DOF 335 or whatever. And that's the KA-2. That's the Soviet super heavy tank. More old tanks back here. You got this cool display right here of the carrier Akagi and the USS Oklahoma, which was sunk at Pearl Harbor. Then you have this U-boat pun from a U-boat conning tower slapped onto a U-boat type locomotive. You have a little Chibi plane right there. More P-51s. That's a de Havilland Mosquito. You got the Millennium Falcon, a few TIE fighters, and F4F Wildcat. You have an M3 Lee tank right down there. A few other little mini mouses. You have the P-1000 Rata. If I can focus in onto that one back there. That's that big German super heavy hypothetical tank, whatever. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and share this video.